Alright. Alright, we'll get ready here in a second. Springfield is way too far away for me there, Gert. Alright, that's almost perfect. That should do. I forgot to put up the overhead camera. Is everybody on Discord and YouTube able to hear me all right?
I can hear you.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Alright, welcome to, well, we only have a couple people on here on the Discord, so go ahead and wait a moment and see if anybody else wants to join up. And I forgot I need to change the landing page for the web. Need to change the web page for the landing page for the web page. Ugh. Tripping over my own words. Alright, there we go. The throttle web page should be working properly now and not just a landing page. If somebody in the Discord wants to try and click it and see if you can connect. Alright. Give us a couple more minutes. Otherwise, Rafe or Roy or Heath down there in the corner, if you want to take one out, we can start.
I think I'm just gonna watch for now.
Alright.
I'm trying to get some stuff done. I have a friend showing up in a few hours.
Sounds good. Actually, Ray, if you want to start out. I think I forgot to include the photo of the track plan on the Google group this time.
Yeah, I can see it on the screen though.
Okay.
Well, sort of. Actually, I can't read any of the names.
Hold on, I'll fix that. Sorry, Andy, Ambrose. That was 2 p.m. as in the time on the layout itself. It's daytime. I should have clarified that on the switch list. For those who are wanting to see the actual switch list for tonight, that's down below in the description on YouTube. Hold on. We will just screenshot it. Ray, I actually just shared it here, if that's alright, in Discord. If you'd like, I can send it out in the email, too.
How do I get it?
If you click on General, it should show up as a picture there. Otherwise, I'll send it in the email real quick, too. Overlooked that part completely. Alright, I just sent it via the Google group.
There it is. I just have to get it on paper now. Much easier. Landscape.
Alright, sorry for the slow start, everyone. There we go.
No worries, James.
Yeah, I realized I had a big omission in the switch list, like a whole car was completely missing. The CB&Q high cube box car. Alright.
The infamous one?
Yeah, the one that I accidentally took home instead of the hams to build up.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, it'll come back down. Alright.
Okay, that's corrected. Okay, how shall this work? Are you going to run the train, James?
No, you are going to run the train, and if somebody else would like to do the switch panel...
How shall this work?
Oh, hold on.
Are you going to run the train, James?
No, you are going to run the train,
Hold on.
and if somebody else would like to do the switch panel... There we go. Sorry, I signed into chat and forgot it was going to play. Alright. So yeah, if you'd like to run the train, the engine that I have hooked up over here is Canadian Pacific 7022. So if you click on the throttle and click on roster and select ops, it should show you the 3 engines that I have for ops, and we're going to use the CP to pull the through train in, and then we can swap it out, or you can use that engine, which is a SD70 ACU for switching. It might be a little bit big, but it's up to you on whatever you'd like to do.
Okay, I'm not seeing a throttle anywhere in here.
Did you get a link for it? Here.
Oh, let me check that. Throttle link. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay, that's okay. Now, which is the engine that's already there?
CP 7022.
7022. Okay, pick that one. Whoops. 404 error.
Oh, yeah, I can fix that. You can ignore that for the moment.
James, I'm getting server error when I try to access the panel.
Oh, you know what?
I can ignore it, really?
Yeah, you can just drag that out of the way. But I can fix that real quick.
Okay. And
I can give you... There's no camera on that one at the moment. So it's just, you got to use the overview here if you can see it. Can you see it? Or do you not have enough screen real estate?
yeah, I can see. Well, I have to keep switching windows. But yes, I can see it.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I will give you a view real quick with the other camera so you can see from the throttle. I did not think of that technically. I'm used to having like 300 screens in front of me. So, oversight on my side.
Okay.
Give me 1 second to fix that.
Now, if I go to the throttle, I can just use the red and green arrows.
Yep.
Is it moving?
It is. And I'll tell you when to stop.
I've already stopped and it's not stopped.
Yeah, I'll stop. That last little bit on the web throttle is a little sticky. The stop button does work on my layout. So you can just hit that instead.
Yeah, I've hit stop.
It
Okay,
stopped.
I think it's stopped now.
If you're watching the YouTube, there's going to be a couple second delay. We can deal with that afterwards.
Oh, I should not be looking at that, huh? Okay.
Yeah, here on Discord, if you have the room for it, it'll show it right away.
Is there a way to get rid of some of this screen real estate on Discord?
If you click on the singular picture for me, it'll show it as a big screen picture.
Yeah. Didn't do that. I'd like to get rid of all the people on the right-hand side. I don't seem to be able to drag that off. Okay. Well, now.
Try reloading the throttle. And see if you get a video.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so what I will do is I will just hold the camera here so you can see where you're going, and then Then once we move over to using this actual engine, it'll be on top and you have a bit of a first-person view.
Now,
Alright.
on the train, I've got 2 cars. Is there a caboose on there?
No, no caboose. There's actually 3 cars on here.
Oh, I see. 3 setouts. Okay. And are the cars in the order that they're listed in the switch list?
They're actually... No, they're not. I can fix that. I knocked them off the layout on accident. Give me a second. Oh, they're in reverse order.
But the UP 21765 is the first one?
Yes, correct. Yeah, Dave said something about, are you going to put up plexiglass? And I immediately proceeded to knock everything off of that little extension within about an hour or 2. So for this, my suggestion would be to pick up some of the cars first.
I think I want to get Aggregate empty.
Okay. So do you want to use the switcher since it's a little bit smaller?
I don't know. I can use this one, I think.
Okay.
But what I can't do is see where I am on the track diagram. I can't see where the crossover is.
So you need to
Have I
back up
passed?
just a little bit.
Okay.
You're currently sitting kind of right on top of the first turnout. And right about there should be good. And I can...
So throw the switch for me.
Yeah, I gotta send out another link real quick. My panels got messed up the other day when I tried to fix something. Yeah, it's still... I threw the turnout for you though. And I'll make sure the other ones are thrown properly.
Okay, so am I thrown to go into read aggregate?
Yes, you currently are. Alright, you're coupled up. Hey Andy, retry the panel link.
Okay, there we go.
I changed the panel URL trying to fix something and forgot that capitalization matters.
Channel link worked for me. I can see it.
Okay. I believe you can click on stuff and change. Now don't change any of the turnouts right under him.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch anything. I just was verifying the link for you.
Okay, I want to dump this car into the setup track, the storage track.
Alright. So that's turned for you. Yep. Alright, just about there. Learned my lesson on the shelf couplers finally. Alright.
If I pull into the Reed aggregate track, is the back of my train going to be clear so I can push into the adjacent fertilizer track?
I think you have a couple too many cars for that. Now, blocking the main line is perfectly fine. You have work authorization for the area and no trains are scheduled to come through. So if you'd like, I can cut some cars off for you. I think with this engine, it's just too long for that.
Okay. What shall I do next? Okay. I'm going to back onto the main and park those cars.
Alright. And don't worry about the street. If it's convenient for you, that's prototypical. If you'd like, I'll cut them off now.
Yeah.
Alright, you're cut off.
Throw the switch to take me into where the rip track is.
Alright.
In the siding.
Somebody has panel control. I just heard a turnout change if you want to align those tracks. Otherwise, I can do it real quick. Alright, you're aligned to come down into the siding to get to the rip track.
I just have to say that there are far too many Andys here.
Did it get stuck somehow? Huh. The snowplow got stuck on the frog.
I just want to note that I was the first Andy, so I'm technically A1.
You certainly are. Okay, throw the switch. So I can go back and get that car out of the roof track.
Does that make your nickname Steak Sauce, Andy?
No, it does not, Josh. I'm Andy 1.
Oh, okay.
Just like we have a Tom 3.
Yeah, I'm A2.
Yeah, you're Andy 2, and this new Andy who I've never seen before is Andy 3.
Ah, yeah, Andy.
Okay, so are the switches thrown for the roof track?
Yes, they are. Go ahead.
Andy
So-
3 is what I in my car.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so Andy Ambrose is Andy number 2. Not a very good designation.
How was the A2 with Britain?
I've been here longer than either of the other two Andys. I've been here since.
You know what? I forgot to switch the other track. Somebody switched it back. Go ahead and pull out. I heard it switch a minute ago, and I thought it was still switched into that track.
Sorry, that was great. I've got a panel working now.
Alright. There we go. You should be able to back in now. Alright.
Also, James, that new logo is very pretty.
Yeah. That's why I figured the story is it was pulling a through train to Southern California and somehow ended up in Santa Cruz for a little while.
That works.
That thing does not look American. Locomotive does not look American.
It's Canadian.
It is North American.
I don't even know what kind of locomotive that is.
SD70 ACU.
It's an ace.
Yeah, because from my point of view, the cab looks like a standard cab and not a safety cab.
Thing is, how many cars will fit in the siding?
3.
Only 3. Okay.
Yep.
That's okay.
I have a very compressed layout. It may be 4. I did switch out some of the cars for shorter ones.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm going to back onto the main and pick up 2 of the cars that are there.
Okay. Andy Ambrose, do you still have the switch or the panel open? Perfect. Thank you. All right, you are clear to go back, Ray?
Who is supposed to be dispatcher at the moment?
I'm not sure who's on at the moment. I told Murph he could come on and yell that stuff was broken. Alright. Couple there.
We don't need Murph here to yell at stuff is broken. We need him and a couple of other Santa Cruz based guys to go find Brian Keepers and break his leg. So,
No, we don't do that.
with the perfect irony. He can't ride his perfect.
Yeah, I cut it out for a second. Should be back. Can you hear the Discord going through? Okay. Perfect.
Let me know when I clear that switch at the far end.
You are clear.
If you throw that switch, I'm going to come back on the main.
Alright. Go ahead and go back. The switch has been thrown.
So then the car that's down at the far end on the main is the one that's going to adjacent fertilizer. It's LBR1.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's the Sugar Pine Centennial car from our PCR meet last year.
So are SD70 Aces commonly used for industry switching?
In Santa Cruz, apparently. I think the last time we did ops here with the club, somebody decided to use the tunnel motor for the switching. Alright, go ahead and slow down a little. Alright, bring it forward and clip it on because I don't have power on those extensions because I don't want the locomotives to go out there. Alright, you are coupled.
Good idea. Okay, line the switches to take me into adjacent fertilizers.
Alright, you're all aligned.
What camera are you using for your overhead shot?
That is my Galaxy S20 Ultra on like the ultra wide setting.
It seems to be like lagging or something.
That's possible. Oh, wow, it is.
YouTube and
No, that's lagging on my side too.
The switch should also be thrown to go into read aggregate because that's the only track long enough.
Yeah, you are throwing that way.
Okay.
trying to keep up with the switches.
You're out on front of the locomotive there tonight.
Have I got a safety harness this time?
Well, you were walking around that time, so... Yeah, that is stuttering pretty bad.
Okay, if you throw the switch to put me back into adjacent fertilizer, I'll pull that car out and then drop this one off.
Well, it's got a bit further forward.
You're clear of the switch, so you go ahead and switch it. There you go. Let me take the end of train flag off there, and we'll set it on the flat car. Nope. I guess this thing is not the best runner. Alright, there we go. I think it's a little bit light, even with that. Or everything just split the switch. Alright. There we go. For someone who has a really small layout, I mostly have large cars, so it was kind of a challenge to find cars small enough for an operating session. Alright. There you go. You are coupled up.
Hey James, if you ever try my time saver, I'm going to put an SD70 Ace and 83-foot passenger cars on it for you.
I'm down to give that a try. I may get things so
You
locked
don't
up.
want to do that.
Well, I was making jokes earlier about throwing one of these into the operating mix.
I missed that. What car are you throwing into the mix?
An auto rack.
Auto rack.
Actually, I was joking with Jeff about it.
I'm clear of the switch to come back to the main line. Is that right?
Correct. Switchman Andy. Oh, you didn't get switched. Hold on, go forward. Alright, you're good now. Guess this thing isn't a very good runner either.
It got messed up by the switch being wrong.
Why didn't that change? Hold on, go forward.
Forward?
Yeah, go forward a bit. I just switched these over from ground throws. So they might be a bit sticky still. Hold on. It's not actually...
I don't think it's switched.
Yeah. I think the turnout motor just decided to call it quits for the day. Alright, you're aligned now.
You've got a really quick crane crew over there for dealing with derailments.
It's one thing my railroad spends money on, re-railing. Everything else, not so much.
Professional mistake.
I think we can cut off the boxcar.
Alright. Alright, you're clear.
Try throwing that switch again and see if we can get back into the fertilizer plant.
Alright, you're good to go. I think I need to put a little bit of graphite on the switch or something.
Yeah, it seems like the wheels are catching something.
The turnout arms are a bit sticky, I'm not sure why. Alright.
Yeah, put numbers on the switches for turnout operation.
That's not a bad idea. I will number them and put numbers on the panel itself as well.
Did I just fall off the front of that loco again?
No, you're there. I put the flag up with you.
Alright.
That's probably what you saw.
Okay, line the turnouts to throw me back towards the main. Get that boxcar.
Well, that time it switched. Alright, you look good to go now.
It's not me switching anymore.
No, I did it real quick for that one because I wanted to make sure that it was actually turning.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, line me into the siding.
Andy, you want to get that?
On which side?
Into the siding down below. There you go. Alright, you are.
Indicators on JMRI switching when the switches are thrown?
What was that?
I can't see the panel really clearly, but when you throw the switches, are the little circles changing color so you know which way it's going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, you are good to go.
Okay, I'd like to take those first 2 cars and leave the gondola.
Alright. Oh,
The gondola's rolling away, huh?
Alright, gondola.
yep. And there's a reason that the siding is actually lower than the main line. Yeah, there's a bit of a hump in the layout right there because of the wood that I used. Bowed after I put it all together. Just a little bit.
Frustrating.
So I've been trying to level it with legs, but I only have so much distance to level it with.
Okay, let's see. Change that turnout.
Alright, it properly changed.
That car in front is going to the storage track.
You have another locomotive if you want to use that for some switching.
How many cars fit on the storage track?
3 there as well.
Okay, we're going to put the gray car in the storage track.
Ah, I see what you're up to.
Can't see how long the track is here.
Not quite enough. Oh yeah, that's plenty. Plenty, never mind, go ahead. You've got plenty of room. I haven't marked my clearance points yet, so I mainly go off of the end of the turnout.
Okay, throw that turnout there.
The one into reed aggregate.
Yeah.
Alright, it's turned for you.
How many cars fit into reed aggregate?
About 3 as well. There's a common theme here, apparently.
Okay, you can uncouple that black car.
Alright.
Okay. Throw that switch. I'm going to go grab those 2 tank cars and push them under Reed's aggregate for now.
Yeah, okay. You're aligned. Alright, stop. Alright. Alright, you're clear of the points right there. Andy, if you would. Alright, you're clear to go forward. Alright, you should be clear of the clearance points. Alright, you are decoupled.
And I'll put that car back on the pickup track.
Set.
Yep, you're set. Sorry, I had to get the chair out of my way. I keep running into it.
That should be far enough.
Yeah, that's plenty. Alright, you are decoupled.
Okay.
So yeah, Heath, I'll have to get a time saver try when you're back from Springfield.
What's left to do?
Back up just a little. Well, okay, so basically you just got to rebuild the train now. We should be getting the cars out on the main line, although...
I just have to take 4 cars home with me, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Then I should... What should I do?
Although... Brakeman Andy has been saying that Burlington is looking a little funky, like it's got a dragging or a bad bearing. So if you want, we can put that in the rip track. So you just kind of noticed that the brakes were dragging even when they're off.
Is that the red one behind the
Yep.
engine?
Correct.
So you want that in the rip track?
Yep. Yeah, we'll put it there
Okay.
since the brakes are dragging, and we have more than enough horsepower to push it back there.
Brakeman Andy can say these things without moving his lips. It's very clever.
Okay.
All right.
Throw the switch and take me in that direction.
The switch all... There you go. Just move that a little bit. Yeah, I was going to have Murph just start throwing out, like, defects or something like that. at some point, but alright, you're clear of the turnout.
I'm gonna grab that hopper anyway
Alright.
while I'm there.
Perfect.
Whatever
There you
that is.
The gondola.
Got to go into the rip track.
Yep, so Andy, go ahead and align to the rip track. And you're aligned. Alright,
Couple me, please.
there you go. You are uncoupled.
Okay, align me back to the main.
Alright, you are aligned to go back. Just a little bit more and you're clear. Alright, Andy, you want to align him to go into, guessing Reed's aggregate?
Going into Reed to pick up those 2 cars, and I'm done.
Alright. You are correctly aligned. Go ahead and move the camera for you. Alright, you are coupled.
Uncouple the last car.
Alright, yep, yeah, it's uncoupled already.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And here we go.
So one thing I've been trying to figure out is how I can combine all of the streams that you see on Discord into the throttle camera for Jamurai Web Throttle without introducing any lag, and so far I have not figured out a way to properly do that. Everything I've tried introduces unusable amounts of lag. Oop. Where were you wanting to go? I forgot to tell you there's no power out here on this section for safety.
That's okay. I'm done then.
Alright.
I was trying to clear that switch, which I guess I did, so
Yep.
we're good.
Alright, anybody else want to move anything wherever the heck you want?
I am content with a rail fanning day.
I'm glad Ray had the gumption to be the sacrificial goat this time.
Greatest
Yes.
of all trains?
He did well.
Yep. Wait, why is it still making noise? It must be just getting enough power. But yeah, the idea is that way the engines don't go out onto that extension and potentially fall off the track. I'll probably put a cutout in there a little bit further down so that you can get the engine out there a little bit further. But those are just extensions for operations only. And then I'm thinking probably in the next year or two I'm just going to rip this layout out and do one that you can actually operate on a little bit easier. This was never...
Pretty good.
I'd probably go a bit faster and get off the end.
Yeah. Well, there's no capacitor in this locomotive, so... It relies on its sheer weight to not have issues with gaps in the rail and whatnot.
Are you going to be introducing the electric couplers at all, James?
The electric what?
Couplers?
Well, I don't have it here, and then I still have to fix the other one that I burnt out. But I do have a set, and they'll be at the club mainly. We gotta get enough personnel there who somebody can sit there in case something derails or doesn't want to uncouple. And I need to put together enough cars that actually can decouple properly with these things.
Do you want me to send some more over?
Sure, if you'd like to. I'm going to try and fix the ones that I burnt out. I finally got the wire itself. And then just at the club, we just need to go through and find what couplers that will properly decouple from them. With brands like Scale Trains and the big couplers from Katie, they don't seem to uncouple as nicely.
Yeah.
The Walther, or not Walthers, Accumate couplers are also a problem.
Yeah, I've had that same problem.
Yeah, so at some point, I do have one engine down there that's working, and then I'd like to get another one for transitional operations. So we can have Hemet or something like that be a small switching area.
Yeah.
And that way a brakeman can be nearby, but not actually have to pay attention, and then we just set an overview camera like this one up here.
Yeah.
For somebody to operate over there remotely. And it'll all be like single car moves and stuff, but that's not a big deal. Because you can't uncouple stuff further back in the car or in the train as easily. Although I guess theoretically if you did pickups from the rail on a box car, you could put those couplers in there.
Got the car numbers nicely legible so you could address them with a decoder or something.
Yeah.
I years ago had this idea of using hyped up those laser pointers as coupler uncoupler tools. You just to get a couple tens of watts of power in it. And, any coupler can be uncoupled remotely.
So the way that the uncouplers that Andy Ambrose sent over work is, as you can see, how the coupler is kind of hanging down. This is one that I burnt out, but it's got this stuff called muscle wire or something like that, and as it heats up, don't
heat through it and it changes shape.
Yep, it shrinks up a little bit. Well, I accidentally put like 5%, 10% more power than they suggest through them and burned it up. Because
those muscle wires are really sensitive. You overvolt them and they just die.
Yeah, I had it set on the ESU. They have a setting in there that you can set for a function to uncouple and decouple, like automatically. It moves the locomotive forward and backward automatically. And I had the number on the amount of power like too high, and it was enough to burn it out. So that was my mistake. But I got the wires, so I'm going to actually try and thread them through myself. But I understand why they're priced the way they are with how thin that wire is.
Yeah, you can't put more than one or two seconds power through it at the same time, can you?
Yeah, they got to be real quick, and you have to basically be at like 1 on the power scale or something like that. I can't remember how many numbers there are. It's like 1 to 30 for that sensitivity setting, and you can only set it to like 1.
You can't solder to it either, so you have to do a mechanical crimp connection to the wire.
Oh, that just made things harder.
Because of course, what does soldering do? It heats it up.
Shrinks it. Yep. Well, okay.
But usually you can get a little piece of the jewelry crimp stuff, and you stick the wire and it, copper and it into the little jewelry crimp and crimp it with a small crimper tool.
Okay, I'll have to look into that then. I'm glad you said that because I did not even consider the fact that you couldn't solder to these things. The little connections on the side of standard like KD box too. So these things are all definitely made by hand by somebody in Japan.
Eyesight better than mine and better than your cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Better than my eyesight. I'm going to need a really big magnifier for that probably. Because I could barely see the wire itself.
Isn't heating them up how you shape them so that they'll return to that shape when you run power through them?
I think these ones, all they do is they shrink in size.
Oh, okay. Because there is another one where it will actually take a shape based on temperature.
Yeah, these ones...
They have a bimetal version where the two metals cause it to bend at different rates.
Yeah, I've got the stuff somewhere. I put it away in a not convenient to grab spot, but this stuff basically just shrinks like 30% when it's got some voltage through it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty ingenious.
The mechanical circuits I've seen, there's a spring on the other side to pull it back to its original shape or length when the power is turned off. Those may be a slightly different design, but
yeah, these ones just use the KD centering whisker couplers.
Really thin wire.
Yep, real thin, and it loops through like right where the clasp in the front is at. So it pulls that back and kind of barely pulls it open. It's kind of...
That makes sense.
It's doing almost the exact same thing that the magnet is doing, but just by shortening that wire a little bit. Next time I'm at SVL, I'll take a better video of it, of how it moves. But I think it's either on my YouTube or the Silicon Valley Line's YouTube, there's a video of it.
Different topic. Dave and I were talking offline. I've got a couple of, but not horribly crappy old iPads that I'm willing to drop off at the club if somebody can use them.
Okay. That'd be good. See, I think it's those first gen ones. They're just... It could have been the Wi-Fi switch that's causing these problems. And unfortunately, that kind of went hand in hand with we had to upgrade the Wi-Fi for the cameras to work better for remote ops. Then apparently that might have taken out another part of everything. Because I've tried them on both the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz network, and they have problems on both.
Or is it that at that particular fruit company that we work at, my day job is building clusters out of these things, and I just disposed of dozens of, because I couldn't cross the streams.
Oop. Alright, let's move a couple things around. So yeah, we can continue talking here. But if somebody else wants to try moving something around, like one of the Andes, it's free, it's open now. We'll even put the switching
You're
in.
hosting this with an OBS instance?
Yeah, so I've got OBS, and that's doing the stream to YouTube, and it's also doing the virtual camera setting that goes straight into Discord here. And this camera up
One
here.
camera remote with just two views. One's more zoomed in.
So one of these is actually a separate camera. So one thing I didn't think about, they were just set on top of each other to give Ray an in-throttle view. Because if you go to
follow.
Yeah, to follow. Because one thing that I didn't consider is, like I said, I'm used to having a whole bunch of screens on here. So I can have like two different things up where I've got the throttle up and Discord for the overview. But if you only have one screen, you kind of can't tell what's going on outside of your engine. So if you actually click on the throttle link that I sent out to the group, you'll see a stream going to the camera or to the engine itself. So that's what he was looking at. He was looking at the throttle with the stream of that camera that was sitting on top that you could now see that my hand is in front of. So he was seeing that in the throttle, but then I just set it on top because I didn't want to try carrying two cameras around. So it ended up being kind of a duplicate view. One thing that I was trying to work on, like I said, was getting the whole stream that you see here on Discord into the actual throttle so you could look at that and see everything, but I couldn't find a way to restream what OBS has as an IP camera without a whole lot of lag. So the way the web throttle works is it's basically just picking up a stream to an IP address, like a security camera. And I'm sure there's other ways to program the JavaScript that does it differently, but I haven't figured it out. Go ahead and move that. But here, let me show you. I can put it on the camera here. I think there might be too many connections to it. Ray, if you have the throttle page open, can you close it? That I've got the number of streams limited to the Raspberry Pi. I could probably open it up more, but I just went with the default settings. There we go. Okay. So here's what it looks like on the throttle. So you have the ability to speed up, slow down, back up, all of that. So he had...
Okay, so I'm watching you both on the YouTube and on the Discord, and there's about a 10-second lag on the YouTube. That's... Okay.
Yeah, so that's why on this throttle camera there, the lag is pretty quick, or pretty low. On YouTube, I have it set to do better quality than anything else, so that's why there's 10 seconds or so of lag there. Because yeah, if you try to operate even on the lowest setting from YouTube, you're going to just be crashing into everything.
It's not any different than when I'm in person.
True, but yeah, even YouTube's lowest, like, ultra low latency setting right now is really not that great. But it seems to come and go. Some days it'll be like less than a second. Other days it'll be like up to 5 seconds for their ultra low latency. So if we were using the switching engine, this is kind of how the setup is at the moment. At least for here at my house. At SVL right now we've been using camera cars. Just because it's more convenient in some ways. Oh.
Interesting. I clicked on your video to get a large version, and now all I'm getting is the Discord spinning squares.
I wonder if I'm having internet issues, maybe.
Because the YouTube is
Okay, here.
Yeah, it's working fine for me on Discord. I even have it popped out in a nice big window so I can see everything clearly.
Somebody else was mentioning that they were having issues with seeing stuff on the Discord earlier for video stuff. Maybe
Yeah,
there's.
I've had no Discord picture at all.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're having issues with some of their servers or something. Although we're in the same geographic area, we shouldn't have that kind of issue. At least you would think, anyway.
Is Andy Ambrose in the same geographic area?
No.
Not
He's the one that just said that.
He lives in Essex.
Right.
It's in the United Kingdom.
So
Region?
yeah, he's the one that said he didn't have pictures, so he's the one that's not in geographic location.
Well, I thought John also mentioned he didn't have it.
But I think that was a Discord web server or Discord web browser problem. Now
Oh.
I'm back and I'm hearing a continuous stream of echoes of everything.
Yeah, because YouTube.
When you
is
said
the
John,
way-
I thought you meant John Plocker.
Yeah.
If you're hearing echoes, it's because you have YouTube volume turned up and Discord volume turned up.
Oh, yeah, that might be.
Except I've got the volume muted on YouTube, I thought. Yeah, because
If you're using it in the browser, I've noticed the browser gets a little funky per what I've been told.
alright, I killed it and the echo went away, so yeah, blame the browser.
Yeah, one thing that I've been having issues with lately is Chromium crashing like every couple of hours. And it's happening on multiple devices on multiple different platforms. So, we'll just blame browsers
It's
in
amazing
general.
people can make a business model based on browsers.
Yeah. And it's not like the other one, the Fox company is doing much more with themselves. I mean, they have other products, but not very many people use them that I know of. I have friends who use the mail client for a number of years.
I've got a bunch of friends who keep telling me to go back to Firefox.
I use Firefox. I've been using it for like 20 years when it was Netscape.
Yeah, the browser
Firefox
itself is...
sucks. Chrome is the only one that works.
Well, right now
Oh,
it's
so.
apparently the
The
other way.
reason I defected from Internet Explorer back around 2012.
Well,
You
yeah.
shouldn't have been using that in 2012 either.
We still have Internet Explorer at my work because the time card server that we have requires IE 11.
That's funny.
We're building a piece of software for an insurance company, and they insist that it has to work with
Is
IE
the,
11.
Yeah, but Microsoft doesn't even support Internet Explorer anymore. They moved on to Microsoft Edge.
that,
Yes, I am aware of that.
Well, tell them to upgrade the links. The text-based browser is all they really need.
It's an insurance company. Unfortunately,
Oh, COBOL. Text only. Should be easy.
I just finished their security documents, and it was like going way back in time. So, do you guys use a mainframe for this stuff? How do you secure it? Is it in a secure building? Do you check who comes in? Do you periodically check the logs of who comes in?
Yeah, they use mainframes still, and they also have dummy terminals.
Yeah, but it just takes a fake pizza delivery guy with a box of dynamite to take down
Or a fake phone system repairman, like the movie Hackers.
Turn off the power.
Just remember, my name is the password, regardless of system.
And I change it once every 20 years, whether it needs it or not.
It's just
Usually because the post office is after me.
Yeah. Whoever is the head of the group, let's use their dead son's name as the password, because that's secure. I know.
Or their address. That's my favorite.
Nobody would figure that out. No, not at all.
Especially not some kid in Colorado.
All these references to old movies.
Come on. Don't you want to play a game?
Quite honestly, with the way the world is right now, I do not want to play that game.
They're playing it for real with
Please
Ukraine.
open the door, pal.
Please, what, are they seriously going to go to war with each other, the United States and Russia, over this? Because it feels like Biden's just trying to provoke.
Definitely switcher because we buy all our natural gas from Russia. And the U.S. is going to come.
The submarine. Five's coming over, sort of pushing things at the moment, and I've noticed that there's a lot of US logistics flights coming in and out of Europe at the moment.
Alright, everybody on YouTube specifically, thanks for joining us tonight. Just a little bit of switching at my layout up here in Boulder Creek, and I think we're going to go ahead and just cut off the stream. Not sure how many people are left watching, but thank you all for joining, and next month, the last Friday of the month, we'll be having another stream, although this one should be back at Silicon Valley Lines. I'm hoping, anyway. So, thanks for joining, and we will talk to you later. Oh, thanks for joining, Lynn, and thanks for sticking around. I'll be doing some more of these live streams on my channel probably at some point. Got to figure out a way to not make them repetitive, but I think I'll figure it out at some point. Alright, we'll talk to you later. Alright, since